There's a lot of people freaking out today with the boat, and I just want to watch it. Plus, is that XRP doing a decent, nice recovery? Oh, yes, it is. Why don't we go ahead and enjoy? I know my audience. Guess who spoke? I want to play for you guys Pelosi and then AOC. Bro, you want to listen. So I'm watching the feed live right now. I could show you the feed live, which I will. I'm kind of watching. I'm just enjoying myself, watching this. I know they're not voting yet. Plus, we're seeing the price go up, which is nice. Look at that green candle. So I want us to play this and just have fun listening to some Dems, right? The lips. Wanna hear them speak a little bit, and I'm not sure when they're gonna vote, but right now it's a bunch of amendments. Like right now they're just speaking out, right, against the big beautiful bill. I understand people have all kinds of politics here, Democrats, Republicans, but I mean, this is Donald J. Trump, and elections have consequences, right? So there's a reason why Trump won, and the reason, one of the big one, was this. So without further ado, welcome John, welcome Ghost. Happy to see you guys. How's it going, fam? Why don't we go ahead and listen to Pelosi, because man, I mean, she doesn't really speak much. I mean, she is emeritus. Like, I think she's still from California, but not sure. It's been a long time. All right, so I'm watching the live right now. Whatever they do, I'll keep you in the know. I'm watching also Fox right now, so listen up.
Ms. Pelosi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader, for your...
Gentlewoman's recognized for how much?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. One minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for your leadership, Mr. McGovern. The gentleman just ended by saying to vote for this big, beautiful bill. This big, beautiful bill? Well, if beauty is in the eye of the beholder, then you, GOP, you have a very
the greatest trader of all time,
of what America is about. Is it beautiful to cut off food from seniors and children? Is it beautiful to cut off 17 million people from health care? Is it beautiful to do this, to give tax cuts to billionaires in our country? Is it beautiful to take money from education and the rest? The list goes on and on. Dr. King nearly 60 years ago said, of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and the most inhuman because it often results in physical death. We come to this floor with the moral force of Dr. King's words in our heart. Let us not, with this bill, turn the American dream he talked about in a nightmare for America's seniors, the disabled, our children. Let us vote no on this shameful bill and throw a punch for the children.
Boy, what a punch.
From North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I reserve.
Gentlewoman reserves. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 1 minute to the distinguished gentlewoman from California, the distinguished ranking member of the Committee on Financial Services.
Oh, boy.
Ms. Waters.
Thank you very much.
Recognized for 1 minute.
This big, ugly bill straps health care from 17 million Americans, shutters hospitals, and will starve 12 million people by taking away their food stamps. These cuts add up to $1.3 trillion, the exact cost of the tax cut Republicans are handing out to the richest 1% of Americans. But that's not all. The entire bill will add a whooping $3.3 trillion to our nation's $35 trillion debt. So much for Republicans being the party of fiscal responsibility. They're also gutting the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, an agency that returned $21 billion to families cheated by mega banks. They're cutting housing funds during an affordability crisis and weakening oversight of Wall Street. Maybe they're forgotten that the people elected them, not Trump or the billionaire class. And, Mr. Speaker and members, it'll be a cold day in hell before we let Republicans get away with this. I yield back.
Gentleman from North Carolina.
Maxine Waters.
I reserve, Mr. Speaker.
Gentlewoman reserved. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
If I can inquire of the gentlelady, if she doesn't have many speakers, maybe she can lend us some time because we have a ton.
Nice try, Mr. McGovern.
In Congress, we can measure how much people really believe in their position by whether they're willing
Classic
to come
government.
and join their leaders on the House floor. Well, I count 4 members on the Republican side, and we've got over 75 over here. But if I were them, I wouldn't want to be associated with this bill either. Mr. Speaker, I'm going to urge we defeat the previous question, and if we do, I'll offer an amendment to the rule to consider amendment number 156, offered by Leader Jeffries, which strikes all provisions that would cause millions of Americans to lose health care and
Glad
food
I bought some
assistance.
Xrp earlier
Speaker,
today.
I ask unanimous consent to insert the text of my amendment into the record along with any extraneous material immediately prior to the vote on the previous question.
Without objection.
And, Mr. Speaker, to discuss our proposal, I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from New York, Mr.
Oh,
Ocasio-Cortez.
who are
Gentleman's
we
recognized for
having
2 minutes.
here?
Thank you, and I thank the chairman. President Trump had issued some statements throughout this process saying and urging, insisting that this bill does not cut Medicaid. He's also said some things, he says he doesn't think I'm too much of a smart person. And I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't take a smart person to know if you're being lied to. President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying to the American people. Because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but 17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point of tax on tips, as one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that text, a little bit of the fine print there. The cap on that is $25,000. While you're jacking up taxes on people who make less than $50,000 across the United States, while taking away their SNAP, while taking away their Medicaid, while kicking them off of the ACA and their health care extensions. So if you're at home and you're living off tips, you do the math. Is that worth it to you? Losing all your health care, not able to feed your babies, not being able to put a diaper on their bottom in exchange for what? This bill is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt. It militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away health care and basic dignity of the American people. For what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. We cannot stand for it, and we will not support it. You should be ashamed.
Oh boy, what's up, fam? We're there's a few things happening right now. There was a question earlier. How does this affect crypto? How does this affect XRP? No, they're not going to say Xrp right now. We're talking about the BBB. But if you have a grand big picture, right? I just want to take some time to explain. It is a 3+ trillion bill. The printer is going to go brr, bro. This, if passed, which likely is going to pass, it's a lot of money in the next 10 years or so, what have you. So right now, like I told you earlier in the live, there's the live feed that I'm watching. Dems are basically trying to change things, right? They're going at it. And I wanted to listen to the 3 main, or some of the 3 main Dems that people know, AOC, Pelosi, and Maxine Waters. So I'll just keep it playing, but dude, what is this? U.S. federal housing calls on Congress to investigate Jerome Powell. I'm asking Congress to investigate Chairman Jerome Powell, his political bias, and his deceptive Senate testimony. which is enough to be removed for cause. No way they're going after Powell now. No way they're going after Powell. Like, I mean, I told you yesterday. It's like, what else can Trump do? He cannot fire him, but he has Republicans. He has the people. And I think Trump is doing stuff. Trump is doing stuff. Dude, no way. Let's keep playing. Trump is going after Powell, bro. No way. It's crazy.
Members are reminded not to engage in personalities toward the president. And members are reminded to direct their remarks to the chair. Gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Nels.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to discuss an important provision in the big, beautiful bill.
So they continued talking for a while. Let me see if I recognize somebody that I know. Oh, the Castro guy.
I reserve.
Gentlewoman reserved. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Wow, okay. I yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Castro.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
I know this guy.
3 years ago today, I was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer. That day, my youngest child, my daughter, turned 2 months old. There's a drug that I have to take every month, every 28 days. And the first time I saw the bill for that, the list price on that drug was $24,000 per injection. For people that don't have insurance or Medicaid or aren't covered, they're not getting that shot. They're not going to survive, some of them. This is a choice for some of you between your career and saving people's lives. There are so many folks who have reached out over the last several months, panicking about their disabled children, about their senior citizen parents who are in nursing homes, people struggling with cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, sickle cell, diabetes, all of these illnesses. You have the power today to make sure that they can live with dignity and stay alive. Or you can choose your career. That is your choice. We choose to keep people alive. We choose to have health care in this country. We refuse to cut health care for 17 million people and 1.6 million people in Texas because it's wrong and it's immoral and we can take a different course.
I think what comes to mind here is Powell is not gonna do what the president wants. Therefore, the whole Congress is gonna come after this guy. Republicans, of course, most of them, and they're gonna get him out because Trump doesn't want to wait 10 months. He knows the market is not gonna do what he wants if he waits until this guy is out. This is what I needed to know to confirm that Powell might be in some trouble to finish his term right here. All right, let's go to the live feed.
Consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from
That's the
Massachusetts.
live feed.
Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Maryland, Ms. Elfreth, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Delaware, Ms. McBride, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. DeLuzio, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained.
Bitcoin doing well
Gentleman from
today.
Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Olszewski, for the purpose
109,
of a unanimous
brother.
consent request.
Wow.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule.
Shout out to my Amped Night fam. Thank you for the 5 memberships, brother. Welcome to all the new members. Happy to have you here, guys. Let's go.
For that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. McGarvey, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
That's PTC.
I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
They're buying.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Vermont, Ms. Ballant, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent.
Oscar, I'm so glad we withheld through the chaos. Ryan, of course, brother. Of course. 100%. Mommy of the Aka, 24 months. Let's go, bro.
Consent request cannot
Appreciate
be
it, buddy.
entertained.
Welcome.
Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Soto, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask for unanimous consent to amend the rule to make it in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
I yield to the gentlewoman from Oregon, Ms. Hoyle, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. Cisneros, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Norcross, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to.
So they're repeating the same thing because they know that if passed, this is what CNN obviously and a bunch of different networks, right, like MSDNC and all of that, they've been repeating that if passed, there's gonna be millions of Medicare and Medicaid or so within X amount of years, and they obviously don't want that, and it's gonna be, that's why they care the most right now. So FYI, but we're getting to Scott Bessent says Fed could cut interest rates if Trump tariffs don't show much impact, which makes sense. That's the only reason why the Fed, Jerome Powell, is not cutting, because he's always about the tariffs. But people are already tired of this guy, of course, Jerome Powell, and now the House is going after him, right? Crazy.
And therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. Takano, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Massachusetts.
I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. Ruiz, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Castro, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose. Therefore, the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. DeSaulnier, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Matsui, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from New Hampshire, Mr. Pappas, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Nevada, Ms. Titus, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Gentlelady from Nevada is recognized.
Thank you. I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Subramanian, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask for unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from New Jersey, Ms. Sherrill, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from New York, Mr. Mannion, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Massachusetts, Mr. Lynch, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make and order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Clyburn, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Thank you for yielding, Mr. Speaker. I request that we allow a vote to let the 10, 20, 30 formula be applied to the low-income areas of this affected by this bill.
Was that UC? Seeking unanimous consent?
Yes, sir.
Does the gentlelady from North Carolina yield for that purpose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, I do not yield.
To the gentleman from South Carolina, the gentlelady from North Carolina will not yield for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Once again, the gentlelady has been clear. She is not entertaining the unanimous consent request. She will not yield to that point, and therefore it cannot be entertained at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Massachusetts.
I thank.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. Carbajal, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
Gentlelady from North Carolina is not yielding for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Escobar, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule
to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina is not yielding for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Del Bene, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Jayapal, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Cohen,
Ooh,
for the purpose
Brad.
of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous.
Stop. Brad just posted something here. Breaking. Brad is saying this. Okay, it seems my post has raised a few more questions. First off, Xrp and shares of Ripple are very different things. This post is only about shares in Ripple. I don't know how to pronounce it. Link to? I don't know how to pronounce it. Link is a very separate company that bought shares in Ripple from some of our existing shareholders. It should be reassuring that Ripple are able to confirm that they own 4.7 million shares of Ripple. I have no idea how they managed the participants to whom they sold the units. Link to? Okay, thank you. Thank you, fam. Link to. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. So I cannot provide any reassurance about Link to business practices or how they will handle it now. The good news is that the value of Ripple shares has increased significantly over the time, and there should be considerable gains on those shares for Link to unit holders. Yeah, I'm not really super into this story, but hey, I want to report it, you know. Thank you, fam.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP. Thank you.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from New Hampshire, Ms. Goodlander, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and to SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from California, Mr. Thompson, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Schneider, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Magaziner, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Casar, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make in order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Stanton, for the purposes of a unanimous consent request.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make an order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid or SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, California, Ms. Pelosi, for the purpose of a unanimous consent
Let's
request.
go. Oh, Pelosi.
California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Pump it up.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make an order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Pelosi.
Mr. Speaker, over 100 Democratic members just asked to allow an amendment to protect Medicaid and SNAP, just to give us a vote. That's all we ask. And I will say we are here standing up for the American people no matter where they live. And this is what it looks like to fight for the American people, to make sure that this administration and this Republican Congress doesn't rip away their health care and their food benefits. That is disgusting. The gentlewoman from North Carolina's district alone, 100...
Sorry, I have to say, don't you know? Pump it up. Fam, welcome. Happy to have you. Drop a like. Let us know in the comments down below right now in the chat. We got a nice pump. Well done. Made a video for you minutes, about 2 hours ago or so. And what did I say? You really need more Xrp. Was I lying? No, I was not lying. And that is why. Welcome.
Mr. Speaker, wow, that gambit was riveting. I reserve.
Gentlelady reserves her time. He's got seven.
Wow. They finished and it pumped. Let me see if we get any like.
We'll advise both sides of the time remaining.
Yes, what you
The gentleman from Massachusetts has 7 minutes remaining. Gentlelady from North Carolina has 7 3/4 minutes remaining in the debate.
The gentlelady has how many minutes?
7 3/4 for the majority, 7 for the minority.
We'll reserve.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlelady from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Could it be because of the news about Jerome Powell? Could be. I'm guessing right now. Could be.
Panoply of speeches or motions over the last few seconds, I was reminded of the fact that when we say there should be no cuts to Medicaid, we are saying there should be no cuts to illegal immigrants that are getting Medicaid. Now, we live in a world where we spend more money than we bring in, and it is not fair to actual Americans to be forced to take on additional debt to give benefits to people who are not in this country legally.
I'm going.
And I would note that that the Democrats have not proposed a solution that would allow us to continue to give benefits to people who shouldn't be here anyway and pay for them without our children going into future debt. We must keep that in mind. We are here to fight for Americans, and that is what this bill does. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know if the gentleman's ever read the Medicaid statute, but undocumented immigrants are not entitled to receive Medicaid benefits, and they don't. And our solution to make sure that our children are not saddled with debt is to not give billionaires and millionaires and corporations big tax cuts.
Breaking news.
Jeff
Breaking
Bezos
news.
doesn't need a tax cut.
Give me 1 second, you damn. Fam. You really need more Xrp. You really need more Xrp. Why, Oscar? You scam, clown, whatever. Yeah, keep calling me whatever you want. It's okay. Fine. Ripple applies for U.S. banking license. A bank. Of course. Of course. Wow. Freaking bullish, bro. Freaking bullish, bro. Drop a like right now if you bought the bloody dip with yours truly. If you didn't sell to the FUD, immediately, right now. We've been doing this every single day for you, everybody. Links down below. Join me on BTCC. We have an XRP giveaway right now. You want free XRP? Come on in. I bought XRP. I've been buying XRP like crazy, like a maniac. Like a maniac. Let me see if it shows because, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at what a beauty, bro. That's incredible. Right now they're talking, so we'll get back to the boat. They're gonna be passing the big, beautiful bill, fam. Isn't that crazy? Wow, bro. That's so crazy. I mean, we have to. This is just big, freaking big news, bro. Amazing. Let me see if we can get a Ripple. There it is. Ripple wants to be a bank, bro. Never folded. Let's go, bro. And how many? I want to see in the comments right now. How many XRP spot dedicated XRP spot ETFs do we have approved? How many in the comments right now? How many do we have approved? 0. 0. Absolutely 0. 0, guys. Nobody. Nothing, guys. Oh, you think it's gonna dump once they approve us? Yeah, Canada, of course. Yeah, I'm saying the US. 0, fam. Wait for Zimbabwe to wake up. Oh, that's so bullish, bro. That's so bullish. Oh, that's so good, bro. I'm so happy I bought some XRP. I'm so glad I bought some cheap XRP, bro. Delicious XRP we bought. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, yes, we did. Let me go to cancel. I want to show you something here. I don't know why it's not showing. It should be showing. There it is. That's what I wanted to show you. That's what I wanted to show you. Today. Yesterday. Today. BTCC. I bought literally before the whole thing, guys. We're gonna make a lot of delicious money, God willing, fam. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I bought here. I bought here. I bought here. Let's go to the 4 hours. It's gonna be much easier. And it's not showing, but it's only showing these 3. But look at this. That is why we do this, right? You really need more XRP. We're doing it, fam. Not gonna wait for a $3 freaking XRP to finally say, oh yes, I have to buy. No. We're adults now. I'm extremely old. Cannot do baby, silly, childish mistakes. Cannot afford that, fam. So sexy. It's really nice.
A woman from Delaware, Ms. McBride.
She's recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to this big, ugly
Sell your
bill.
house, sell your wife, buy
And
more
let's be
Xrp.
clear.
All in.
This bill is Trump care. And Trump care means 17 million more Americans uninsured and all the rest of us paying higher costs and driving further to get care. Over the last several months, I've met with hundreds of Delawareans, parents, patients, providers, hospital leaders, teachers, nurses, people across the state of Delaware. Everyone asking us, pleading with us to kill this bill. Are my Republican colleagues meeting with their constituents? Are they ignoring them? Do they even care? Every yes vote shows very clearly that they don't. This bill is trickle-down cruelty, and people will die because of it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentlelady from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the President has said numerous times, there'll be no cuts to Medicaid. The One Big Beautiful Bill protects and strengthens Medicaid for those who rely on it. Pregnant women, children, seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income families, while eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. The One Big Beautiful Bill removes illegal aliens, enforces work requirements, and protects Medicaid for the truly vulnerable. And for our colleagues on the other side who say illegal aliens are not receiving this, we understand that 1.4 million people do not meet citizenship and immigration status requirements for Medicaid enrollment, but would be covered under current law in programs funded by the states. And we know that because we have a CBO score. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I reserve.
Gentlelady's time is reserved. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 1 minute to the gentleman from California, Mr. Khanna.
Gentleman from California is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, I never want to hear the Republicans lecture about fiscal responsibility again. The last president to actually balance this budget was Bill Clinton, and today, Bob Rubin and Larry Summers wrote an op-ed in the New York Times that every American should read. Their budget will take the deficit up to 8% of GDP. It is historically unprecedented in the history of our country during peacetime. We've never had a more reckless deficit exploding bill than what they're posing. The Democrats have a proposal to bring the deficits back down under 4%. Bob Rubin and Larry Summers were the last ones who've done it. Hakeem Jeffries is leading with a sensible proposal to lower deficits. If you
Thanks,
care about
Darius.
debt
Thanks,
in this
Bradley,
country,
for
if
your
you care
donations.
about our
Appreciate it,
grandkids
brothers.
being burdened
Thank
with
you.
debt, if you care about a bond market devastation, then you need to recognize that this bill hurts America, and you need to support the Democratic plan for deficit reduction. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Gentlelady from North Carolina with 4 3/4 minutes remaining.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Pump it up,
I yield
fam.
30 seconds to the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Barr.
Gentleman from.
So I just want to say we have now a bunch of bullish things. If they actually happen to remove Powell, it's over for the percentage. It's over for that rate. It's going to drop. Somebody's going to come in. Trump is going to appoint that person, and we're going to go pump it up ballistically. But I'm not sure how Powell is going to attack or defend himself in this case. I'm not sure. Things can happen. Right now, with the news that we just saw, this big, beautiful news, the Bank of Ripple. Could you imagine, guys? The Bank of Ripple. The Bank of Ripple. Oh, my. Oh, my. Cop. Holy, it's real. The bank and XRP, the banker coin. Yeah, fam. I mean, that was a secret people had on their mind, right? It's like, we're not going to say anything, but it's something that is happening. Every single chance that we are during a consolidation period that we pumped and we dumped. Remember this one? Then we dumped and we're like, it's okay, fam. I went to work. I went out and say, you know what? People are freaking out. I see the comments. I'm going in and eat. I don't care. Let's go ahead and do it. And I did it again. right before the news. Oh, that's amazing.
Never spend. Republicans say lose your job? Too bad. Hospitals shut down? Good luck. Can't afford groceries or insulin? Figure it out. But if you're a big oil, a CEO, or a trust fund baby, don't worry, we've got you covered. This bill is about who matters and who doesn't. And guess what? Working people didn't make the cut. But I want my Republican colleagues to know they don't have to do this. They don't have to sell out their own communities. They don't have to vote for a bill.
The difference in change in the new BTCC update, I'm not sure what the new things are. I remember I updated the app. I haven't seen anything different. If you have a specific thing, let me know.
Because the American people are watching. They know the difference between real leadership and bootlicking. A vote for this bill is a vote for cruelty. It's a vote for fiscal irresponsibility and a vote to screw over your constituents to give more to the ultra-wealthy. This bill is a middle finger to working people. Now, we can still stop this. We can still do the right thing.
Wait a second, you them. Breaking. Brad is on fire today, okay, guys? Here we go. Brad Garlinghouse. Breaking post. Let's dig in. True to our long-standing compliance roots, Ripple is applying for a national bank charter from the OCC. If approved, we will have both state and federal oversight and a new and unique benchmark for trust in the stablecoin market. Okay. Earlier in the week, via standard custody, we also applied for a Fed master account. I remember that one. While Congress is working towards clearing rules and regulations and banks in a far cry from years of Operation Checkpoint 2.0. Are leaning in. This access will allow us to hold RLUSD reserves directly with the Fed and provide additional layer of security to future-proof trust in RLUSD. Ripple always has and will continue to build trusted, battle-tested, and secure infrastructure. In a $250 billion market, RLUSD stands out for putting regulation first, setting the standard that institutions expect. The Wall Street Journal market says Ripple has applied for a national banking license, joining the rush of cryptocurrency companies seeking to cross the divide into the mainstream finance. Do you really need another reason to buy XRP? Do you? I mean, I think I was pretty convinced since last year, but now it's just more and more and more news. That's what it is. Great reels, honestly. I came back from 2029 at the end of 2025. I sold at $9, then bought back in 2027. Finally sold half at $19.20. That's good.
Act would yield only the opposite. Our Democrat colleagues would tear down the border walls and return us to open border policies. They would have us oversee a continued decline in our military readiness, despite unprecedented theaters of global conflict. They would destroy our economy in their unending appetite for continued tax increases to feed their spending binges. The choice is clear. We must deliver. We must deliver a renewed, restored, revived nation and grant voters the America they stood for just 8 months ago. In a moment, I will offer an amendment to the rule which would correct a technical error in the rule. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on the previous question, yes on the amendment, and yes on the rule. Mr. Speaker, I offer an amendment to the resolution.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment to House Resolution 566, offered by Ms. Fox of North Carolina. At the end of the resolution, add the following. The previous question shall be considered as ordered on the motion to its adoption without intervening motion.
Gentlelady from North Carolina is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the balance of my time and move the previous question on the amendment and on the resolution.
The question is on ordering the previous question on the amendment on the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Massachusetts.
I ask for the yeas and nays and a hearing aid for you.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. Sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. Pursuant to Clause 9 of Rule 20, this 15-minute vote on ordering the previous question will be followed by 5-minute votes on adoption of the amendment offered by the gentlelady from North Carolina, Ms. Fox, if ordered, and adoption of the resolution, if ordered. This is a 15-minute vote.
Classic government, everybody. Welcome. Super happy to have you guys. On ordering the previous question, there's another vote right now going in. And they're voting right now. So the nays, the yays, and we'll see right now, you know. Takes a while, this whole day, right? Could be passed, right? The big, beautiful bill already passed the Senate. Could pass the House today. And could be in the Oval Office ready for the president to sign on July 4th, on Friday. And if that's the case, it will be official. Donald J. Trump will have exactly everything he dreamed of, right? And with over $3 trillion ready to spend in the incoming 5 to 7 to 10 years, it will be clear that Republicans, the Trump MAGA, will have everything. And obviously, that is excruciating for some Democrats, right? But elections have consequences. And here it is. Yeah, Oscar, you need a green drink. What's up, M. Knight? We passed 400 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. Super happy to have you. Thank you, man. It's a good one, really. It's honestly a good one for Xrp Ripple applying for a banking license. That is so big, guys. Also, the House is trying to get Powell out, man. How cool is that, right? The guy needs to cut, and he is, of course, not cutting. And Powell and Trump, they're going at it. Powell says, I don't want to be political. I want to stay on the, I don't want to comment on anything. I don't want to comment on fiscal policy. I don't want to comment on immigration. I don't want to comment on this and that. We watched Powell speak House, the Senate. We watched him speak yesterday at the Europe conversation with the bankers. We've been on it every single day. And Powell is just not giving us anything, man. And we are nobody. I'm a nobody. You guys are someone, of course. But Donald J. Trump, every time, every chance he has to speak about immigration, about the judge ruling, about whatever, there's always a question about Jerome Powell. So he has Powell on his mind all the time. All the time. It is what it is. I will vote for Fed chair. No, brother. Appreciate that, but no. It's not going to happen. My job is simple. To entertain and educate and just have fun with my community. Because we're going to make, God willing, a lot of money for our families, for our friends, for our loved ones. And just let us get there to the bull market that we're waiting for altcoins. And we're going to be so fine, guys. So fine. Right now, Ponky is doing very well. Brett is doing really well. Come on, Brett. Send it. I'm so happy. Cardano is doing really well. Pep is doing really well. Shiba Inu is doing really well. Algorand is doing really well. Ethereum is doing really well. Solana is doing really well. Very good. Very good. Nice, man. That's so awesome. TJ in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to have you, buddy. Welcome. Bread is garbage. Well, it's making me money. I like it, you know. Ah, man, what a crazy one for sure. This is one that's gonna go to the books. So a lot of people are paying attention for sure. 109,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, what people want, and I'm very happy to see that. The last couple of days we've been able to get some cheap XRP before things get crazier. So you can always start trading, guys. The first link down below. Do it. Hey, there it is. Ripple reposted what Brad just posted, which makes sense, right? The license. So it's everywhere 3 minutes ago. Some of my sources, the people that I listen, when it comes to news. Wow, Ripple just applied for a US banking license. Wow, XRP conspiracy theory is playing out in real time. Ripple is about to become a bank. RUSD is the gateway, and XRP is the key. You laughed at us. Now you're watching history unfold. XRP is sleeping. Rakesh, I like that it's still sleeping. Honestly, I still like it. We got Johnny Deaton. Johnny Deaton replying. The legend. Let's take a look at this one. I was trying to reassure folks of this saying, but Brad Garlinghouse's voice is much more significant than mine. So thank you. There's simply no valid reason unit holders on the Link 2 platform can't participate in receiving the increase of value of Ripple shares, Circle shares, Kraken shares, SpaceX shares. Be patient and do not panic. Guys, we're not talking about FTX or, SBF here quality. This is Brad Garlinghouse. This is Ripple, man. It's going to be a lot of things coming at us, but I think we're going to survive. We got to stay together. Stick together. It's all going to be fine. I'm like, thanks, Brad. Reaching $5. Not confirmed. I think so, man. I think $5 XRP, that is exactly 2x, bro. That is like 2x, bro. $5 XRP is going to be easy, bro. It's going to be the next leg up. Remember, we did a 5 to 6x from November to January. 5 to 6x. Saying 2x is peanut. It's nothing. We're going to be $5 XRP and you're going to completely lose it, guys. It's true. It's true. Yeah, everybody basically reacting to the news. It's happening, XRP. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Big green candle. A lot of great cryptos right now doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ranking right now. Who's winning? SPX winning, WorldCoin winning, Virtual winning with a double digit right now. In the last 1 hour, Pepe is coming at it once again. Sui coming at it right now once again. The last 7 days, we have Pengu doing really well. So XRP is okay today. It's on the green, but it don't even compare to other different cryptos that, like the meme coins right now, doing very nice. So let's go back to the vote right now. We have an order in the previous question. The nays have it right now, and there's going to take a while until it's finally completed. It'll be written that those who hold XRP will be rewarded. Husky, what's up, buddy? Yeah, indeed, bro. It's a lot of different cryptos that I think are going to do really well. I think for a lot of people hearing that Ripple is going to apply to become a bank, that would have been maybe a 10% pump, right? But it was just only like a 3 to 4% pump in the 1 hour. Not enough, I think, for such massive news, but kind of comes to show that some people really need more better news that they're waiting for to really not sell and let the price kind of continue going up. Because see this right now, price was at 215.16, then we pumped all the way up with some news that were a little bit difficult to interpret. Then over the last 2 days, the next 2 days came down all the way to 214. That's a nice retracement. Then as we are leaving and hearing, passing the big beautiful bill in the Senate, and then today. So my wish is, can we huddle and keep pushing back to the 240s? Because the last time that we were at that level was back in May. Could be after 2 months, we could have a chance. Check this out. The lowest price was 190 in June, not that long ago, actually. So it could be a really good for a lot of people to see some really nice pumps. I'm so ready for it. So there it is. Fibonacci retracement really helps right there. I'm going to take a look at something here. So good, guys. It's exactly what we're looking and what we're talking about. Axis for explaining strategy. Awesome. Full flag. If XRP does 2x Oscar, then we must have the same market cap like it. Do you think we're gonna go past it? That's a great question. As once we do that 2x, because it's gonna happen, by then Ethereum is gonna be, maybe 1.2x higher, 1.3x higher. Ethereum is not gonna just, not move per se. Ethereum is gonna do okay still. So we're just waiting for Ethereum to move too. Understood. John, what's up, buddy? Forgive me, fam. I sprung out over the BTCC. I'm just risk depositing 1,000 USDT and using it as I did before the update. And let's pray I don't lose the funds. Stop, planets. Go ahead and you're on my Discord, right, buddy? Send me a DM or talk to me on Discord, bro. I got you. Any questions or so when it comes to BTCC, I got you. For those who are new here, I'm affiliated with BTCC. And if you happen to have any questions, concerns, problems, technical difficulty, just let me know. I'm going to be able to help you out, or I'm going to try to get an answer for you. I obviously don't work for BTCC, but I have connections, so I always want to make sure that you are taken care of well, and that obviously that you keep trading and that you keep enjoying the platform, okay? So just DM me or so, because obviously here on YouTube, I don't really have the best way for me to, connect with you. That's my promise to every single one person right here. We got over 2,000 people, so I want everybody to feel safe, right, with the exchange that you're using. Can I use BTCC charge without adding money? Yes, Ronan. Yes, you can. 100%. You can make your account with my link and then just use it for trading view purposes. 100%. If Ripple is becoming a bank, wouldn't it be more wise to buy Ripple shares or XRP? Well, that'll depend, right? I don't think Ripple shares are available for normal people. maybe just for accredited investors. That's my take, but I could be wrong. There was a liquidity argument from Jake about MC. Technically, MC doesn't affect XRP because of the liquidity. XRP is going to go super high one day. People have no idea what's coming. Just hodl and do not sell early. I agree. I agree 100%. You can buy Ripple shares on the private market, yeah. And I don't want to buy Ripple shares personally. Like, I'm not really into stocks per se. But it could be a good, position if you're into that. I just rather buy XRP. I feel I have more control, and I mean, Ripple shares, it's good, but XRP is crypto and it still has tremendous potential. I mean, XRP, I get confused even. XRP has even more opportunity to go higher. It's crypto. That's what I like to do. Look at those numbers. Look at the green, guys. That's so amazing. That's exactly what I'm looking at. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Drop a like, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell button. We're here live, kind of listening to the latest of what's going on with the big, beautiful bill and going through the breaking news. I had no clue that I was gonna get all the breaking news in this live. Honestly, I had no clue. That's so amazing, bro. I'm gonna turn on the fan and get more comfy here. All green? Oh, let me see that. Let me see that. Come on, BTCC. Keep it up. Let's get the bubbles in. Bubbles. Would you take a look at that in the daily? That is what I'm talking about, bro. That is the 1 hour. That is the daily. That is the weekly. Oh, yes. That is XRP. We got Kronos. We got Solana. Nice. What you're seeing right now on the screen, everybody, is eventually what you know was going to happen, you know. Steven in the house. Oscar is an insider. That's why he knew. I wish I was, but nah, not really. Thanks so much, Oscar. I just played it with the main chat, so this is why everybody can be informed. Nice. Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said many times, I wish YouTube will give me more tools so we could have a more private conversation. Like if I could right click and type something just for you, or give you money or gift you something, but I can't. There's nothing really I can do here, sadly. But hey, so everything I say is just DM me on X or DM me on Discord, and I'll be there for you, right? Where's the tunes? I know, right? So it's good to see this, guys. Just a reminder that we're going to be seeing more of this. We take a look at the month, right? We've seen some blood on the streets, and it's something that just happens, bro. Just happens. Not much we can do. This is the yearly 3 Fartcoin, Solana, SPX, and Virtual, right? There's a lot of people who made tons of money, but still, XRP did at 300%. 300% XRP in a year, fam. XLM is down there 150%, which is really, really good. You got to pump it up, and don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. That is a bull pennant, fam. That is a bull pennant. And a bull pennant is bullish, meaning that if I'm right, the price of XRP is going to continue running. Let's see if the TA works in this case. That is a bull pennant. TJ in the house. Give a big shout out to TJ. Great guy. Oscar Algo drop 8% yesterday. I see. Very good. Fake pump. It will drop very soon. If it drops, I'm okay with it. So the time for the vote is over. Why are you still voting? Right now, it's a bunch of amendments. Like yesterday, you saw a 24-hour plus vote a Rama that the senators, mainly the Democrats, were trying to add amendments. But most of them got rejected. What's happening right now is that they're just trying to delay. Republicans know that they have the votes, but Democrats know that they have tools to delay. That's all that's happening right now. We don't know. I don't know when the real vote is going to be, like the final one. This is not the one. But the real final one, that is going to... I think it's not the final one. But yeah, we'll hear it. Plus, I'm watching Fox right now, and they don't have... Look, they don't have Congress right now showing. Once you see them having Congress showing, it's because it's closing that final vote, basically. I was fortunate to speak to Tyler and Cameron during... Oh, really? It's Amp Night. During their Mars Junction tour, they have big plans in Gemini's IPO and Ripple projects. Hey, Amped. Thank you for letting us know, bro. Appreciate it. I didn't know that. Nice. Oscar, having gone for a while out of the country, love the content, don't you know? Appreciate it, Don, and good to have you, buddy. Welcome. We'll see, fam. But yeah, so far, we're doing delicious. Let's continue X and see the latest. We got time, fam. We got time. Praise the Lord. We got time. Tom Lee! Let's listen in. 4 minutes. Yes, I want to listen to this.
And this is some big news. It's kind of complicated, but probably suffice to say that you all are doing basically what MicroStrategy did with Ether. You're going to make Ether the purchases that you buy through this. You're going to set this whole thing up like this. You want to explain a little bit?
Yeah, glad to. You know, I'm still a big fan of Bitcoin because I think it is, digital gold. But what we've seen in the last, really in 2025, is the financial services industry and crypto are converging. And it really started with stablecoins, which is the ChatGPT of crypto, right? Because it's viral adoption by consumers, businesses, banks, and now even Visa. Underneath the stablecoin industry is Ethereum. That is really like the backbone and architecture of stablecoins. So it's important to create a project that essentially accumulates Ethereum to essentially protect and have some influence on the network. So that's why we're creating this treasury vehicle to buy Ethereum. The more Ethereum that's accumulated, the more secure the network is. And I think it's also sort of the architecture that future banks will have. When Goldman issues a stablecoin and JP Morgan doing it on Ethereum, as a layer 1 blockchain, they're going to want to secure it by staking Ethereum. So we're trying to get in front of that by creating a treasury vehicle.
And just so I understand, it's safer if you own more of it. Explain why that would be.
Well, Ethereum is a proof of stake network.
Right.
So unlike Bitcoin, which is proof of work, and miners do all the work for you, and that's why you have decentralized trust. In Ethereum, it's important for these entities to essentially validate transactions. So by becoming a staking entity, you're sort of securing the fidelity of stablecoins. So you don't want a stablecoin like USDC or USDT to be on a blockchain that's outside the purview of the U.S. And so I think Ethereum is a high quality, the second largest blockchain network, and it's over 51% of stablecoins, and 30% of all fees on Ethereum are actually stablecoin revenue.
So we even have the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, talking about how stablecoins could be very positive.
Get the green
He likes
juice.
them, like to see what's there. But you're basically saying with this, and we've also seen what happened with Circle, the stablecoin issuer,
Yes.
huge run-up after their IPO. So you're basically saying that this is the new Bitcoin, you're getting in at a very early stage?
Correct. That's right. Because let's say stablecoins, which is 250 billion today, gets to Treasury Secretary Bessent's reasonable 2 trillion. That's a 10 times increase in size. By the way, already stablecoins are the 12th largest holder of treasuries. They'll become the number 1 holder by then. U.S. dollar dominance is 27% in GDP terms.
Oh, yes.
It's 57% of central bank reserves. It's 80% of financial trading transactions. It's 100% of stablecoin denomination. So by getting to 2 trillion, you're ensuring dollar dominance. This is very good for the U.S., but 2 trillion of stablecoins is a lot of network fees for Ethereum.
So Bitmine Immersion, what you're doing is a $250 million private placement, which is all going to be put into Ether?
That's right. We created a carefully curated list of investors to bet on this. If you look at the press release, it is the blue chip, both in the financial world.
I own HBAR. Dara HBAR is just another behemoth, you know. There's great technologies in the United States and abroad. Projects that, because of the last year's hunt and persecution, regulation through enforcement, a bunch of them had to operate outside of the U.S., overseas, including Ripple. But now that things are changing really, 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 really fast, Cardano, Algorand, HBAR, Ondo, XRP, and many more are coming to the U.S. fast. Ethereum too, and big things are gonna happen, and that's a great question. I think HBAR is still gonna do phenomenal. So I'm holding it, not much as I'm holding XRP, but still I'm doing a little bit.
And in the crypto world, we have
Founders Fund, Kraken, Galaxy Digital.
Yep, Pantera. Yeah, so these are in the crypto world, and these are like sort of the blue chip crypto entities. And of course, Founders Fund is legendary in the traditional financial world.
And how do you measure this? It's just based on exactly how Ethereum is trading?
Well, yeah, the strategy of the company is going to be based on how much Ethereum is held per share.
Okay.
And as of today, it's $4. And the company, as we explained in the press release, can increase its holdings of ETH by, getting yield from Ethereum, doing financing transactions at a premium to their holdings, and of course, if Ethereum goes up. So I think there's 3 ways that value per ETH actually grows.
You want to summarize this, just buy Ethereum, right? It's almost done. Just a few people remaining. That's it. See how that ends, basically. Republican voting yes, Democrat voting nay, Independent 0. So see, I think the rest should be Republicans, right? We'll see. You got XRP, Solana, Cardano, and some HBAR. That's good. Great ones, honestly. I think so. XDC, that's another big one that I made some good money with it. I don't hold any XDC, but when all the ISO 222 they were running, XDZ was one of those big ones for me. Yep. Jasmine, shout out to my Jasmine fam. I got a message from JB. He just messaged me on Telegram. My fam, they're talking. I love it. Shout out, my fam. Shout out. Gracias, bro. Te lo agradezco. Gracias, bro. Ya está. Lo checo. 211 nay didn't pass. Yeah, but we're waiting for 25 or so. A little bit. Let's go. I got XRP and a few other coins. I regret only putting 20 USD and useless. Go and remove everything over the XRP useless. Nice. BTC chart. What happened to BTC? Don't tell me it's already 110. Not yet. Keeping an eye on that. Oh, sorry. Gotcha now. Oh, I love my community. You guys are always the best. You're so awesome. Because of you, honestly, guys. It's because of you. Because of you. Honestly, because of you. What happened to Crosscar? Nothing, brother. Like, you mean the price? It doesn't move. If you mean that I don't talk about it much, because I don't know, I'm talking more about XRP. I like it. I enjoy what I'm doing. But I'm holding all my chronos, baby. Like, we're going to do so well with Crow. Yep. We're going to do so well with Crow, for sure. Will XRP go up at least $5 this year? Not this year. I don't think this year, but in due time, yes. Positive answer will fix my broken heart. What's up, Padilla? Good to have you. XRP can go to $3 today. No problem. It's just that there's a lot of people that are super eager to sell XRP, right? When you're in the top 10, everybody knows you. Everybody watches over you. Bitcoin went to 111, broke all-time high, went to price discovery, and it went all the way down to like 90, 98 or so, right? So I know that could be frustrating, but what we need is that altcoin season bull market, and that's when you're gonna see prices that you've never seen before. It's gotta be a little bit more patient, right? And accumulate while we wait. That's it. Ripple applied for a banking license. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That is Bitcoin dominance in the 15 minutes. Went from 65 to 65, 65 to 65.29, indicating that people, of course, are buying something else other than Bitcoin for now. Now, that to me is a bull pennant, but, we're waiting on that a little bit in the 15-minute chart. And there it is, 200 to 212. This has to be a Republican, 20 votes. So we'll see that. We'll wait for that. The time has already expired, and I already see a bunch of people sitting. So it's like people are already getting ready for maybe a final vote. We'll have to see. We'll have to see that. I'm watching Fox right now, so I'll keep you in the know once we get to that level. There's Eleanor Torres. So yeah, basically she is referring to Circle wants to apply to be a bank, and now Ripple, basically. Money transmitter licenses. It kind of means, guys, that there's going to be a lot of money in play, and Ripple, Circle, right? And many other different, crypto companies, they know, like Coinbase, Gemini, guys. That's how they're going to make extreme amounts of money for their shareholders and obviously the owners and consumers, just to massive adoption, right? Because I'll tell you something, guys. I'll tell you something right now. How did you and I, listen, most of us here watching, got into crypto in 2021? Let me see those answers. How? Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Robinhood. That was how I got into 2021 crypto. Watching crazy people do crazy lives on YouTube and different places. Through COVID, right? LUNC got in 2017, Friends. I think a lot of people in the incoming bull market, that's not going to be their story. They're going to get into crypto through banks offering stables. Stables. They're going to get into crypto through stables rather than to meme coins. And that's going to be a totally different experience. You see, we got into crypto in one of the toughest times in history, but we still did it. We still win anyways. We lost a bunch of money. We made a bunch of money. We went crazy. It was insane. But that is gone. Now, an immense foundation it has already put in place. And now everybody's okay. How millions are going to get into crypto? Through Shiba Inu? Not really. Through stables. Stables. Banks. Crypto banks. Give an example. You want a credit card. You want a card. You want to spend money with a credit card, with a debit card, right? If you go to Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, get a card. 3%, 2%, 1%. Not much. Sometimes you're like, dude, you're really scamming me. Like, look at the rates. If I don't pay, you're gonna crush me with the interest rate. But here it comes. Crypto.com, Gemini, Robinhood, Coinbase. 5%, 6%. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah. But the caveat is you're going to earn that in crypto. And you immediately give a bunch of percentages with same experience and even better perks. Anybody here using crypto.com? You know what I'm talking about? Like, they're already thinking about it. They're already thinking about how to penetrate different segments in the US and in the world. So it's so bullish long term. That for us, the OGs, it's like, well, finally more people are going to come in. Finally more people are going to come in, right? We want that people to come in. This prediction is failing right now with some people selling. Prediction is failing right now. Yep. Prediction failed. So I just wanted to tell you this, guys. Just wanted to tell you that I think long term is going to be very, very bullish. Very bullish. Sell more. RPM is like, you keep selling, we keep buying, right? Ah, man, it's so good. Sell pressure is high. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring the volume here. I don't have the volume, my bad. Let me bring the volume. There it is. Let me close the RSI right now. It went past overbought 86. It went really up there. So people trading XRP, they're just taking profits, maybe waiting for another 32, 35 on the RSI. We're waiting a little bit. So there you have the volume now added on the chart. You can direct deposit on Uphold and they match 4% or something with XRP 100%, bro. I'm on the corner of MLK and 3rd Street selling Terra Luna out the back of the truck, my car with the bootleg DVDs. 1000 XRP good. 1000 XRP is great, bro. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Bradley, for the kind donation. I appreciate it, buddy. Welcome. Oh boy, look at those nice sell candles, guys, that we're seeing on the screen. People are like, oh, bank, Ripple, good, I'm out. Yeah, for some people really want to sell. Oh, what is this? Justin, Congressman Thomas Massey says that he has enough votes to block President Trump's one big beautiful bill in the House. Huh. Is that so? Is that so? What do you think? Well, I think let's go ahead and get a poll that is more appropriate to today. Go ahead and do this. Chipper, appreciate it, buddy. Welcome. Thank you, Chipper. If you own less than 2.5K XRP, that should be your goal to get not everyone can buy all at once. Go at your pace. Jeff, you're right. 100% you're right, brother. So there are some people that really want to block this, right? Okay, very good, very good. I love the trading abilities today, guys. Trading is all over the place today. Trading. And my statement today is you really need more XRP as soon as possible. Just, it's what it is. Sell more. What's up, buddy? Happy to see you and welcome. Thanks so much for the kind donation, buddy. Appreciate it. Thomas Massey. Take a look at this guy. Don Beacon is now a yes on the big beautiful bill. His vote was up in the air. However, Thomas Massey seems to believe he has the votes to block the bill from passing per notice. Gonna be interesting in the next coming hours. Yes, indeed. Well, they're taking a while. There's even more people up there, so I think we're now waiting for something to be final and official, actually. Coming soon, taking a while there. Question in the poll right now, will the VBB, the big beautiful bill, pass or not pass the House today? If it passes, it's over. It's over, and $3+ trillion added to the deficit. But, well, you know, bunch of tax cuts and more. Oscar, have you read anything about CBZN? No. I've said many times that I never endorse that. It's just there's a lot of people going to XRP content dropping the ticker, I don't have any problem, but no, I don't talk about that. Where's JD Vance when you need him? He's in the Senate. He's the president of the Senate, not in the House. In the House, it's going to be the speaker. What's his name? I forgot. I got so many names. Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson. So, yeah. Oscar, 10 to 15,000 good back. Amazing back for sure. If you're willing to wait a while, right? Years and years to see something good for your XRP. Like if you bought XRP before Trump got elected, then you're really happy. But if you're buying XRP today, then you are considering holding the bag for years, right? Not just days or months. How come you switch from shilling amp? Ooh, bro, you're talking 2021. It's been 4 years. It's been a while, bro. Oh, I love my amp token.
As a professional mechanic.
My amp token, bro. It's there still staking. Would you believe it? Would you believe my amp token is still making me more amp tokens? Big bad Billy Gates. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks so much for the 2 months. Very happy to have you here. Send it. Massive Xrp news. Oh, that is a big one. XRP will turn Bitcoin into an altcoin. Imagine, bro. I love our XRP maxes, bro. I love them. It's always good to hear from them. Hey, Sean, welcome, buddy. Happy to have you. Go ahead and enjoy all the stickers. We got the Trump deal with it. We got the pump it up. Got everything you need right there. Come on, close the boat. Close this now. It's been a while. That's nice, Gustav. You bought before Trump. That's great. That is really nice. And we're waiting and not leaving. Fam, if you have an X, don't forget to follow me on X right there. Don't forget to follow me on X. Very, very close to 100,000 followers. Always more community, more information to you. So there's the link right there. It's my official one. Please be careful with all the scammers, spammers, impersonators. I'm never, ever, ever gonna DM you asking you money or that you download something. Never, okay? Please be careful because there's a lot of people, sadly, that have gone into some type of scam. So please be careful. Oscar Ripple just applied for a banking license. Yes! I think you just got in here, right? You just got in here. You're a new one here. Welcome, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a cesspool of scammers. I know. And don't even get me started on Telegram, bro. Brother, Telegram is nasty, bro. It's insane. But, I mean, you just have to be very careful, you know? You bought 55,000 worth of XRP 2 days after Trump was elected. Let's go, bro. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about, bro. How much XRP do you have? Nima. I used to be able to say it, but now I cannot. So I hope that answer fulfills your desire, because I can no longer say my amount. Good morning, Oscar, fellow XRP Army. Shout out, Phil. Happy to see you. Huh. Yeah, it is. You just have to stop doing it. So, I mean, yeah. I don't need an event to happen to me or something to learn my lesson. You just know that. You just don't have to reveal such things. Oscar got about 20 XRP. Yes. Yeah, bro, I mean, the amounts, those are always private. Welcome to all the new members in the house. Spend it. And because you need to, fam, you need to immediately, please, if you haven't already, join me on BTCC, guys. I'll send you the link right here. I'll explain you guys. Very, very, very simple. If you have any problem with BTCC, you come to me, you tell me, and I'll help you get it fixed. That's what it is. I already got some DMs that I'm going to be taking a look at today. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys, letting me know. All you need to do is click here, and you're going to sign up, and you're going to put your email. You're going to create a password. You have my code. Next. Takes a few seconds, actually. And then you'll be able to get some % bonuses and up to 500x leverage, which is a lot. But if you like that, you can go ahead and try it out. So really happy to have you guys join me on BTCC. The time is now to be bullish. The time is now to, be on it. Honestly. And I have some videos here, guys, to help you sign up on that link that I showed you. Again, I repeat, Oscar holds 50% of the circulating supply. Yeah. PK, if that was me, I wouldn't be doing crypto anymore. I'll be in Dubai, somewhere there, at the Palms, just kind of like chilling and scratching my belly. What's up, Darius? I can guarantee you that is not me. That is not me, bro. So yeah, guys, come on in, start trading on BTCC. Do it, fam. The time is now. The time is now to trade, and we're always really, really happy. Those who sign up to our Discord, you're going to see Chipper, TJ. They always are posting the links right there, so you can always take a look at it, consider it, and just be happy. Be happy at the end of the day. You know what's best for you. Do what's best for you, always. H-Bar and Flare are working. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We're back to the levels that I wanted to see. Good stuff. Good stuff. They're taking their time. I know, bro. It's the classic government. What would you expect? You're asking over 400 people to do something? No, it's not going to happen easily. Not going to happen easily. Guys, Fox is just talking about a case that I have no idea what this is. They were talking about the Idaho murders. They were talking about something Diddy, whatever. I don't really know what's going on with that case. The Diddy. Yeah, I'm not really into that. And there's another case. So Fox is just not paying attention to the real important BBB. That's what it is. Crazy how Ripple applying for the U.S. banking license 2 days after Circle did. What a crazy shoulder neck. Now it's a race of who gets approved first. Ripple is not messing around. They're locked in and gaining dominance. It is indeed. Ripple applying for a national bank shutter. You have no idea how much counterparty risk this cuts out of RLUSD. This will make RLUSD the safest and most compliant stablecoin. RLUSD is issued out of a trust, meaning reserves are safe from the issuer. That's already a better setup than many other issuers. Those reserves are held with a bank, much better and safer than holding it via bank is to hold those reserves directly with a Fed account. Great move. All in all, you better have more XRP, something I've said many times. What is this? Jerome Powell gets a $2.5 billion upgrade to his office headquarters and you get higher interest rates on your credit card. Oh boy! They really want Powell out. They really want Powell out. That's for sure. Don't you know? Pump it up. Come on. These 16 people are just not doing anything, man. Crazy. It is what happens. I'm not really surprised. It is what it is. Yeah, you also shield Crow, which wrecked everyone a few years ago too. Oh, my Crow. I'm so ready for that. So ready for CRO. It really depends how you take your approach while buying crypto. If you, of course, like many people see this as a bad thing that Crow is not moving. Clearly you lack vision. Clearly you lack what it takes to be a great crypto, investor. Not here to teach that. It's something that you got to learn on your own. But yeah, I mean, you are coming to crypto in 2025. You're obviously not going to make the money that as if you were coming into crypto in 2015 or 2020. You have to be patient. You're not acknowledging all the big progress we have seen over the last 6 months in crypto, then, well, it's just not gonna go ahead and find yourself something else to do. We're staying in crypto, guys. We're staying in crypto. We're gonna do extremely well here. That I can tell you. We're not leaving. That's what it means. We're not leaving. Time voting remained ended. Yeah, it has ended for the last 25 minutes. Both faster. I know, bro, right? I've been waiting for already half an hour and they just don't do it. Because they're talking right now. They're trying to convince people. Really trying their stuff. any questions, fam, or comments, let us know right now. We're answering everything. So happy that we had a bunch of people here, over 2,000. Very happy to see you guys. Obviously, it's a long live because we're waiting on the 16 people to do something. But hopefully, they're going to do it quickly. July will be a massive month for crypto. And even if it's not, it's still going to come no matter what, you know. Even if it's not, even if it's, again, another war or there's tariffs, because, you know, July 9th. Remember, July 9th, we have more issues going in with tariffs. So there's always something nasty coming in our way that we just have to be courageous to hold on. What else are we supposed to do, fam? What else are we supposed to do? I'm not going to go and buy gold or silver. I'm buying crypto, guys. The key. We're going to do well. The one that I want, period. They need to hurry. I need to go. I know, right? By the way, Oscar, I'm an engineer from Norway, and I've been following crypto since the financial crisis emerged in 2008 when Bitcoin was born. It doesn't seem like most people understand what crypto is. Nima, nice to have you. It's designed for and how it is going to take the world by storm, especially XRP, which has a fundamentally strong foundation. Thank you, Nima. Always good to have great people like you here. You're always more than welcome to be here. And yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm not the smartest. I'm not nobody. I'm just a person that really likes to bring people together and have a chat. And I think we're going to do really well. Just got to be a little patient, right? We're not waiting 40 years. Maybe 5, maybe 3. But I always take 3 years compared to working at till 65. Having all my money in fiat. And then going to a bank or a financial institution and say, hey, I'm retired, give me my money. And they're going to tell me, you cannot have everything, but you can only, withdraw X amount. I don't like that. Oscar, don't knock gold on silver. They have performed very well this year. Indeed. Absolutely, Aaron. Like Bitcoin, gold, silver, especially gold, right? Great places for you to preserve your wealth. The thing is that what I'm doing, I'm not trying to preserve my wealth. I'm trying to be risky to a degree that I can afford and make a ton of capital. And once I have the capital I want, then I can strongly put it in places that I believe are going to keep it stable. You feel me? Like if you're trying to make money, you're not going to go ahead and buy gold. You're not going to go ahead and buy Bitcoin. If you're trying to make money, you got to take risk. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking risk. Once we have, like, I don't want to be a billionaire per se, but once we have the multi-millions, right? Then you can say, you know what? Okay, now we can de-risk and find places like real estate, gold, Bitcoin, ETFs. Guys, why do you think they're super popular? They're super popular because there's a bunch of wealthy people who don't want to buy XRP. They just want to keep their money safe. What it is. Ryan, the house, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. Oscar, you're the smartest and you're making money no matter what. Monetization on YouTube, watching events, make use of them. Thank you, Mohammed. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that a lot. Finally, only 10 left. Hurry! Drop a like, fam, and thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and say hi to the restroom, and I'll be back. Wait. Wait. They're picking of all 2000 XP by the end of the year. I said, what up? What's up, Ridiculous? So happy to have you, buddy. Welcome. You're gonna say something? Oh, I think he's telling people, hurry, vote now, right? Okay, let me hurry.
On this vote, the yeas are 214,
Boom.
the nays are 212. The previous question is ordered. The question is on adoption of the amendment offered by the gentlelady from North Carolina, Ms. Fox. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Pin the chair. The ayes have it. The amendment, gentleman from Massachusetts.
I ask for a recorded vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. Sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
Another. This is going fast. This is going fast. This is going fast. What's up, Three Diglets? Give it up for our man Three Diglets in the house, dropping a massive bomb. Xrp bomb in the house. Thank you, Three Diglets. Appreciate it. Let's send it to the moon. Another delay. Thank you, Three Diglets. Appreciate it. I want to ride the monster. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it a lot. Three Diglets, once that happens, and I've seen you many times, you always come with the right approach, with the right mindset. You support. Welcome to the moderators, my friend. You don't have to do anything, but welcome. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Always. Once I see that kind of support, you don't have to do anything, Three Diglets. Just enjoy your new title. Ah, that's so good, fam. That's so good. That was a nice quick flush, you know. Thanks to the phones, I can still watch while dropping the dams in the toilet. I know, right? So cool how things are flying here. Like, they really don't want to pass this bill. We're watching things clearly. And Fox, they know it's coming, right? Once I start seeing Fox giving some attention to this, then you know that for sure things are getting more serious. Let me take a look at the latest here. Let's go ahead and refresh X. What is this? Oi. The lies are just deleted. Interesting. Ooh, Cynthia Lumens replying to this one, huh? $5 XRP not confirmed. $5 XRP not confirmed. There's so many news as we can.
Spring is a great time for a new start.
There's so many reasons why we're gonna get $5 XRP, fam. FYI. Welcome, welcome. This is exactly what we needed to hear, guys. It is what it is. Shout out to the fam, 100%. And you predict a double-digit XRP? Yes. Yes, indeed. Something that I think it is not far from us, but in the next, 2 to 3 years, we'll be getting closer to that. Ride it to the moon. What's up, Gwen? Good to have you, buddy. Welcome. Big Smelly Dumps. Love you, bro. Thanks for all the videos. You keep my hope up. What's up, buddy? Thank you for having us here. I just speak with common sense. I think that's all it is. I think people want to hear common sense. I'm nothing special, guys. I just speak with common sense. If I knew that Ripple was scamming us, I will say it. I mean, if I knew that Brad Garlinghouse was a clown or was a complete lie or so, I will say it and I will go completely away from this project. But when it's totally the opposite, when they're doing the best they can to serve the public and to win against regulation through enforcement, there's not much I can say, but go all in. Go all in. We should rather vote on how many times they're gonna vote. I know, right, Henning? I know. All right, he's waiting. But the time is getting close and close. Closer for sure. Every time, every YouTuber with their bull run and nothing happens. One day it will. Is this for the BBB? Right now, the whole Congress, right now, the House is going through a bunch of amendments and agreements and all the things and repeal, reject, and arguments and questions as far as the Democrats trying to block it, right? So you're seeing more and more and more people because I think the final vote is approaching. It's approaching soon. And we all want to know when that will happen, right? So we'll keep you in the know for that. XRP is the standard. Indeed. Why is this guy in charge of our money wasting our money spending $2.5 billion on a building renovation? The Federal Reserve $2.5 billion renovation is exactly why the billion, there it is, tracking the big beautiful bill. Let me hear. Okay, someone is coming up next. Good stuff. Wanna hear that? This bill forces agencies to report projects that are $1 billion over budget and 5 years behind schedule. So, for sure. But by far, these are the biggest news of the entire day, by far. What am I gonna eat? I'm kind of hungry. Ripple applies for U.S. banking license, and I think the whole world just went nuts. That was fun. Xrp in the middle of it. In the middle of it. Xrp is up 370% in 1 year, and people still say nothing happens. Nima, there's no way I can do anything else on that. I know. I've said it for a while, right? I mean, if you bought it in October, in November, I mean, you're doing really well. You're very happy with Xrp. But it's been 6 months and nothing is going on much in the price as far as going past $2. And, well, when you have dozens of influencers and content creators saying, we're going to go to 1,000X or so, well, it's like a drug. You want more and more and more and more and more and more confirmation. And I feel that not everybody is built that way of thinking long term, right? I am built that way. So I understand that if I do want to see at a 10x on XRP at least, then I got to be prepared for that 10x. I won't be able to buy the FOMO because then you're not really making any money. You are actual exit liquidity. And I don't want that be exit liquidity, you know? You see. I think I got like 10 spam calls today. What is going on with... Man, how many spam calls? This is insane. Thank you, Dilesh. Always keep it real here. We always keep it real. That's what it is. Oscar, I feel the same. I think everybody's frustrated and some have little patience. Indeed. It's true. Only time, you know, one wouldn't exit from Xrp if I allow me to use it as collateral. Thank you, TJ. Well, the speaker said 5 minutes, but it already passed 5 minutes. By the way, my fam, those who don't know, we have a trading group completely for free. If you have Telegram, I want to invite you to join In the Money Trading. There's my link. In the Money Trading, fam. It's a place where you can take a look at the latest positions that we have. Sometimes, you know, with the information, videos, and all of that. So join. There's a chat section, you know, for comments and more. So appreciate everybody there. All right, let me hear this. All right. So yeah, I mean, I was just listening a little bit of Vox. There's no audio on that one. It's just the view, just the picture. No, you're not supposed to be hearing. Just the view. You remind me of a Swedish guy I played Counter-Strike. That's cool, bro. That's cool. Democrats, huge panic mode, but they did this to Republicans several years back. What goes around comes around. I remember. Yep. It was, what was the name of that one? It was America, the Build Back Better or something like that. I think so. I just want to hear this vote and see how things are going to move forward on that. I don't think this is the final vote because no one is speaking that it's going to end today. So, but I will get to that one. It's just, we got to wait so long on that. Crazy. Once again, thank you, Three Diglets. Super nice, buddy. Thanks so much. Mod, well deserved. The Inflation Reduction Act. Oh, I see. I remember that. Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a lot of money going to woke policies, right? Crazy. The one big beautiful bill puts some people that may want to have a chance to read it or read a few of the things that no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on social security, no tax on made in America auto loans. Cool. The next crypto ETF to be approved will be very likely XRP, third largest crypto by market cap. Don't overthink it. Yeah, I think so too. Has to be XRP. Why not? Why not?
Anthony. Everybody say, hey, Byron Donalds, next governor of Florida. It's great to be on. Tim Burchett. Hey, everybody, Tim Burchett. Just leaving the White House. Anthony. Everybody say, hey, Byron Donalds, next governor of Florida. It's great to be on with Jimmy B. Scott Perry, my number one man, general. I got Norman. Got Burkine over here. Got us all, baby. President was wonderful, as always. Informative, funny. Told me he liked seeing me on TV, which is kind of cool. Hey, Commissioner, look at there. Commissioner wearing purple. That's the color of royalty.
Are we getting it done?
Yes, ma'am.
Good to see y'all.
I'm a happily married man. Oh, you see
I'm
that?
so sorry.
She clipped me, man. She clipped me. Did y'all see that? Anyway.
I'm good.
Big day today, folks. Hopefully we get this thing worked out. President answered all our questions, was very informative. J.D. Vance was there. It was just a very good day. Anyway, thank y'all so much for sending me here. We'll hopefully get this worked out and do some great things for this country. You're
nice. 211 to 212. 211 to 212. Yep. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. That's not gonna be well received, my friend. That is not gonna be well received. That day when you think that these guys are gonna be fast, they take hours to pass something. Classic. 100 Xrp is inevitable. Nice. What's up, June? Glad to have you here, buddy. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Clev? Thanks so much. Yeah, we've been live for over 2 hours right now. And we've been live even. So these guys that, you know, are just there and they're not leaving. We've heard some stories here. It was fun to listen to AOC and Pelosi. And a bunch of them just going through things and boats and boats and boats and more boats. So, yeah, it seems that this has some time for us to enjoy. Christian Sanchez, I think XRP, Bitcoin, Cardano, and Solana. But I'm not 100% sure. All of them are good. Oh, yes. You are looking for this tweet. Boom. When we saw this, it was actually over. I mean, completely amazing, great news for us. when we saw this guy. But of course, it was then checked, and after the crypto summit, we understood like what was going on. A Bitcoin crypto, a Bitcoin reserve and a stockpile, crypto stockpile. Why? Well, because all the Bitcoin maxis started crying, and then obviously kind of wanted just Bitcoin, which is pretty insane.
Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. Sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
5-minute vote? 5 minutes? $131.
Members will record their.
Started at 131. It ended at. Took an hour, bro. It took an hour, bro. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Yeah, I know. 9 haven't voted. I know. We're waiting there on that. 100%. Mentally challenged. No, because they're trying to change votes right now. It's just exactly what it is. Be right back, fam. Hey, what's up? 5 minutes, 1 hour. I know, right? Classic. JJ, I feel you, man. It's true.
David, you have seen the whole evolution of blockchain.
One thing right out of the gates, Ripple did not actually issue XRP. The XRP ledger is an open source, decentralized technology, not dissimilar to Bitcoin. And some of the creators of the XRP ledger actually had been early engineers that worked on Bitcoin, and they saw some of the scalability problems that Bitcoin was likely to have, the speed, both from a energy consumption, cost, some of the other problems, and they wanted to build a better digital asset to solve some of these problems. I will correct one thing right out of the gates. to not have seen XRP or have XRP.
XRP anytime soon, and what do you think it'll mean for the price of XRP?
Look, I think we clearly are seeing ETFs have been popular. You know, the United States SEC was dragged kicking and screaming to approve the Bitcoin ETF in January. I think you've seen about $17 billion flow into that ETF. I think it's the fastest growing ETF in history. It's very clearly demonstrating there's demand from institutions, there's demand from retail to access this asset class. So the XRP interest has grown. You've seen 2 or 3 ETF filings happen around XRP. And to me, it's just inevitable. You're going to see not just Bitcoin and ETH, you're going to see an XRP ETF. You're starting to see there's a filing around a basket ETF that has, I think, 5 or 6 cryptos in it, which I think also makes a lot of sense. But it also is just part of the trend of more and more institutionalized participation in the crypto industry. So I think we're going to continue to see that. And I do think it creates upward pressure on the prices for many different cryptos, including XRP.
The flows into the Bitcoin ETFs have been pretty remarkable. Not so remarkable have been flows into the ETH ETFs. What indication do you have, Brad, that there actually is demand for an XRP ETF?
Well, I would disagree that there's not, the ETH ETF, I think, has done exceptionally well. It hasn't done as well as Bitcoin, but if you look at the kind of market dominance of Bitcoin compared to ETH, the ratio is about the same in terms of the ETF participation. Obviously, the ETH ETF is newer. So I actually think the ETH ETF has done very well. As many of you know, I don't often make videos like this, but then again, not every week.
The macro environment around custody digital assets is expected to be close to $10 trillion by the year 2030. And inevitably, people are going to need a place to store those assets, and safe, secure, and they're going to need to be able to transfer them as well, having good on and off ramps, even a tokenization engine, some of the work Ripple is doing around central bank digital currencies or CBDCs. So we think there's a lot of pieces that come together, and we already had, and I remember when you and I first spoke, I remember being on a call with one of the largest top 10 banks in the world, and a bank Ripple was already working with, and they were asking us about could we help them with their custody. This is prior to the Medico acquisition, and we weren't in a position to do that. And so when we think about that synergy, the ability to say to that existing Ripple customer, hey, here's a best-in-class, going head-to-head time and time again and winning on the custody level, to be able to bring that product to them, I think is a great opportunity for the two companies together. So.
And what did Ripple just did today? What did Ripple just do today, guys? Apply for the banking license. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
The US dollar, arguably the best managed currency in the world, has been devalued through.
Why do you think XRP wasn't specifically named in the executive order for the digital asset stockpile?
Well, so XRP was named by the president on Truth Social. He posted something saying that there should be other tokens, that there's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve and then a crypto stockpile that would include things like XRP.
Days later, the executive order didn't include it. Why was that?
I don't know what specifically was in the executive order. My understanding is there's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve. There'll be a crypto stockpile representing other cryptos. And I would expect that will include XRP. Look, at the end of the day, I think the stark contrast is in the Biden administration, we couldn't get a meeting with people at the White House. now we're welcomed into the White House. And that's just a massive change. I think we want this industry to thrive in the United States. We don't.
It was supposed to be a 5-minute boat. 5-minute boat. Really? Those 5 minutes are the longest 5 minutes ever. Crazy, bro. What? U.S. federal judge orders President Trump to reopen the U.S.-Mexico border for asylum seekers. Oh boy.
Year time frame, I think you're going to see that's going to enable the sort of widespread adoption over the 3 to 5 year time frame. I think you're going to see the next wave of DeFi applications that solve real world problems like payments, like sensible investments, like loans. Yeah, I mean, if you think about what do people use, you know, they have savings accounts, they have checking accounts, they have retirement accounts. I think you're going to see that mass adoption where people get those traditional financial services from blockchains like the XRP ledger over that 3 to 5 year time frame. As far as the TP.
Super. Bro. Who are these 9? Let's get him. Let's get him.
Why? That is that the stablecoin issuers cannot pass on interest to the token holders.
Why is that?
Look, I mean, I don't know if there's a great principled reason. This was a compromise that was necessary to get the support of the banking industry, quite frankly.
They see it as competition, I'm betting.
Well, there was a lot of concern from community banks that if stablecoins were paying 5% interest, it would put them out of business. Personally, I think that concern, although understandable from them, I don't think that that's what would have happened. But these are the types of compromises, quite frankly, that you need in order to pass legislation. I hope that at some point in the future, we'll revisit that and allow stablecoin issuers to kind of just do what they want to do.
Right.
And that'll be easier once the banks get into the act and they're participating in this industry.
Got it.
But right now, they're total outsiders. And
the banks, who are the banks? Ripple, Circle, Gemini, all of that. They all want to be banks, guys. The truth. Might be so big. Bro, I'm tired, bro. I cannot go any further, bro. I mean, wow, I'm surprised, fam. I'm honestly beyond surprised how long this takes. No, I wasn't prepared for this one. I mean, the Senate, I think, is a little quicker as far as, you know, what you expect. But anyway, the Senate still took about a day, 24 hours. But welcome to politics, right? Everybody, live for 2.5 hours. This is a long one for me, you know. I kind of felt like it. I felt like today was a good day to do this. I want to thank you all for your amazing, amazing support. and love and appreciation. Wish you the best to all my awesome mods, to my new members, to the family. We'll keep an eye on this. I tried my best, but I'm tired. So I'm going to relax. Please stay safe. God bless you all. Let's pump it up. That was really nice. And this time that we were live, we got the news of the bank. We got the news of this. We got Brad replying. It was a bunch of different things, guys. But I think it was good. I'll take it. All right? Blessings, everybody. Please stay safe. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Let's go.